in Boom Beach Ideas, we got the Mine Clearer. Now, the Mine Clearer is basically a GBE. It's a GBE that clears mines. So the aqua colored one is the shock mine, represents, and the boom mine is the red one, and the green one is just a normal mine. And that's all the mines in a game. And also there's a glitch with this thing. It's not necessarily a glitch because I'm saying it. So there's a guy that is in it. Now this guy doesn't have a name at all. Let's call him the Mine Clearer. Now this Mine Clearer is basically a guy that has not 18, but he has 21,561 health. Now, why he has that much? He doesn't do any attacks. He just steps on mine if they're really far apart. Let me show you. One mine is right here. One mine right here. One mine right here, and one mine is right here. Now, you might think this is way too close for each other. And yeah, it might be like it, but this is an HQ25 layout, and that's very big. And yeah, this is a whole entire land. So either if it's very spread apart, or if they're very spread apart, and there's a lot of them, 100. Now it only does 1 damage because there's got to be some damage to clear the mines. So yeah, it won't take down anything at all, just the mines. Now the range is really, really long. Doesn't mean that the gunboat can reach very long. I'm just gonna do this as a gunboat. And yeah, it doesn't mean that it can shoot up to here. It means it can shoot very high. A barrage is kind of just a bunch of bombs. So it's pretty much like the HQ range. And artillery is just melee. I don't think artillery has range. So it's how spread up it is. So it's this gray is the removal of the mines. That's the range. Next up, we got a tennis player. Now, the tennis player is basically the guy that has a tennis, and he throws a tennis ball in the air, but it doesn't start as the start of the game. And yeah, if you read the shirt, it says "I like tennis," but the tennis is right here and is right here. So yeah. Now it has 1,500 HP. The unit size is 5, and the range is really long. So the tennis is actually a flying unit, and this is proof. Okay, yes, the tennis player is a prototype. So how the tennis work? It doesn't hit something. Well, it does, but it's not common. So basically how the tennis works is, let's say a cannon shoots it, right? Cannon thinks that ball is a flying unit. It doesn't have any HP. And yeah, that blue line is just representing the reflection. So now it will come back to him, and then now he will strike again, and then throw the ball in the air so that you could hit it. But if it hits into the defense, it'll do 50 damage, and also it'll bounce back, but a little bit slower. And also, it only reflects if it's something that shoots, not for when something is in range, and when something's in range, it just keeps on doing it until it's done. It's just now one of these examples is the flamethrower, because it just keeps flaming the ball, so it won't reflect. It will still bounce back, just not as much. So, like with the cannon or like the sniper tower stuff like that, the sniper tower will probably be the second slowest, but the first slowest is just a flamethrower. So if it's hit by any cannon, the boom cannon, it'll just go like this, right? A sniper tower will just something like that, but a flamethrower will just bounce. Yeah, it'll be like that. So yeah, it's really slow for the flamethrower. I'm not going to show you the other defense, but critters can't launch on this. It's not critter launchable. Because then, how will they knock it back? Yeah, they're just going to headbutt it, and yeah, it's going to be really fast, right? Well, how fast is it going to be, right? They're holding the ball, so yeah, I would say. But other troops or heroes that are remote hacked, because I made a remote hacker defense, other defenses that are remote hacked, other troops that are remote hacked, will just be like this, a hit back. Zuka is just going to be the fastest out of all of the defenses. No, she's not defense. And Rifleman will probably be the same as the sniper tower. But heavies, on the other hand, are probably going to be a little slower than the Rifleman. Just like bounce, bounce, bounce. And then, yeah, he hits it. He doesn't grab it or anything. He just hits it right away. Now, warriors are the one that's respect, because they don't hit this at all. Yeah, they literally don't. At all. Now, the next one, I have to think about this one. Tanks is kind of like Zuka's, but a little bit faster. It doesn't bounce on the ground at all. I mean, only one time, but that's when it's like so close. They might move on to another defense, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And the only point is just the hit part, where he hits, and yeah, it'll still bounce back. Next up, we got the baseball player. Now, the baseball player is a guy, and yeah, why doesn't he have any shirt and pants? I don't know why, I just made it like that. So, yeah, this is not poop. This is just a bat, and yes, this is the ball. Now, it does 1,000, he has 1,000 HP. The movement speed is mod, which means moderate. Now, the range is long too. Basically, how this goes, he hits the ball with that baseball. It does 50 damage, and this is how far it is. Just hit it, right? Still in the air, and yeah, that's how far it is. It does like 50 damage when it hits something. It's kind of like the tennis player, but except it's not the flying in it. There's no flying in it.